today we're going to be talking about something very similar to perimeter. Yesterday we talked about perimeter. Really quick, let's review what perimeter is. Let's draw a picture frame. How about? And let's talk about where the perimeter is of the picture frame. Kristen, come highlight where the perimeter is. Come highlight with your highlighter. Highlight your perimeter. It is the outside edge, isn't it? Very good. What I'm going to do is inside my frame, around my picture frame, I'm going to write perimeter.
And make the T extra big and circle rim.
My outside edge is my perimeter. And Delaney just told me my hint. She said, make your T really big. Why? Why am I making my T really big, Angel? What does my T look like? What operation does it look like? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide. Looks like an addition sign, doesn't it? What do I need to add to find the perimeter?
All the sides.
All of the sides. What word do I circle?
Rim.
The rim. I need to add the rim. Now, today we're going to be talking about the opposite of the perimeter. What part of this picture frame? What is the opposite of the perimeter? What's the part that hasn't been shaded? The inside. The inside of this shape is the opposite. Let's get your pencil, or you can even switch highlighters with a friend who has a different color, and shade it a different color. The inside of our shape is the area. It is the area. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. Yesterday we talked about the outside rim. Today we're going to be talking about the inside. Okay? Actually, guys, we've already talked about area this year, and you don't know it. Okay, we've already actually talked about area. I'm going to give you a picture over here. And, yes, I want you to write it. 1, 2, 3 lines. Make 4 equal parts. See if you can draw that rectangle and split it into 3 lines that make 4 equal parts. Just make another box at the bottom if you need to. And then up and down, vertical, I want you to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines to make 6 equal parts. What does this remind you of?
Array.
An array. Write that word down. An array. We have already talked about arrays, haven't we? When we very first started looking at multiplication problems, we drew pictures of them, and we drew them with X's or with boxes, and we called them arrays. What operation, when you look at this, what operation do you think of? Multiplication, right? Okay, I want you to, see your A right there? I want you to write your A like this. Why? It's a multiplication sign. And when I think of array, I think of multiplication. Okay? Now, who wants to count all of these squares? All the way across. What's the faster way to do this? Caleb, what did you tell me I needed to do? Count this side. Okay, how many squares are there here?
4.
Okay, and let's label it.
And then count that side down and
Count the top.
count the top.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do I put here in the corner? A multiplication sign. So, instead of counting all of these squares, I can say there are 4 groups with 6 in each. What does that sound like? 4 groups with 6 in each. Sounds like your get, doesn't it? What is 6 times 4? 24. Okay, and area is the exact same thing. Really easy. You've already done this, you just didn't know it. Now, what I want you to know about area, though, in especially the junior high, they expect you to do something special with the units. So I'm going to pretend like these are inch squares. Okay, they're an inch wide, they're an inch tall. Okay, so my answer would be 24 inches, but not 24 inches, but 24 square inches. You see this little 2 right here? This is a short way of writing squares or squared. There are inches inside here, and they are in the shape of a square. So when I write my answer to an area problem to see how many squares are in the middle, I write 24 inches, then write a little 2 above your last letter. That's kind of a little thing that you're going to start doing in junior high and high school. And when you see that little 2, you know they're talking about squares. That's what that little 2 means. Okay, so when you hear the word area, I want you to think of the word array. They are equal. Area, array. Area, array. They're the same thing. If you can draw an array, you can do area. Okay? Now, tell me some differences between area and perimeter. What's the difference between the two, Keegan?
Area is the place inside the perimeter.
The area is the inside. You're right. Let's write that. The area is the inside. And he said the perimeter is the outside. Good. That's exactly. They're opposite, aren't they? Okay, what else is different? Do they use different operations?
Yes.
What are the 2 operations?
Multiplication and addition.
Multiplication for array or area and addition for perimeter. Good. Okay, but they do go together. They're kind of like addition and subtraction. They're opposites, but they go together. Okay, I can kind of look at them together. Okay, let's look at another shape. Okay. Oh, I'm going to give you a square. And I'm going to be that tricky test maker. And I want you to not get tricked as the test taker. I'm going to tell you this is a square. What do you know about a square? All sides are equal. And I'm just going to tell you this right here is 20 centimeters. What should you do as a test taker? What's something you should do, Casey? Okay, you could get out a ruler, but do you need to?
No.
Because I've already given you the centimeters. So you don't need to. Sometimes you might, but this one gives it to you. What should I do, Angel? I don't know the total. I don't know the total. What should I do first, though, guys? Think about what should I do first? What do I need to do with this side right here? What is that side right there, Kirsten? 20. I need to label. When you get a graph, what do you do automatically? Label. When you get a shape, label it. Okay, kind of consider it like a graph. It needs to be labeled. Okay, I need to label all those sides and see if I can figure them out. Now, what's this side over here? 20. What's this side? 20. Now, they don't give me the squares inside, but they're telling me that there's 20 right here. So I can draw them. I want you to watch. Do not draw. That's 20 down. Now I need, or 20 across, now I need 20 down. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Okay, so now I have 20 up and down, 20 vertical, 20 horizontal. Who wants to count all of those squares in there? Whew, not me. What could I do to find a faster way to find out how many total squares there are in here? What could I do, Kirsten?
Count all the.
Do I need to count the sides?
No.
Why?
Because
They gave it to me, didn't they?
you just count how
Okay.
many 20s there are and then multiply 20 by how many.
Should I multiply all 4? Is that what I do on an array?
No.
What do I do on an array?
Add.
I don't add. What do I do on an array? I multiply. Do you know what I multiply? To find an array, all I do is I multiply 20 times 20, right? What is 20 in words? Tell me what 20 is. What is that of the shape? Is it how high it is? What is it? How wide it is. Okay, this is how wide. What's this? How long. So all I'm doing to find an array is I'm doing length, how long it is, times how wide it is. I'm doing length times width. That's how you find the answer to an array or the answer to, I'm going to make mine bigger like that, the area. Okay? All I have to do is multiply my length times my width. I don't need to multiply 20 times 20 times 20 times 20. I only take one length, one width, and multiply them. Okay? How many things am I going to multiply? 2. Okay, now we have to go back to something else we talked about in math earlier. How do I do 20 times 20? Count your zeros. Let's first of all look at our important digits. What is 2 times 2? 4. Count your zeros. 400 what? Centimeters. Now, are these in little squares? Are these little squares? So I need to put squared. I need to put squared. You don't need to circle it. It just stays just like that. I was just showing you. So your area, how many total squares there are in the inside of this shape, is 400 centimeters squared. Can you say that with me? 400 centimeters squared. That's kind of a new way to speak about math, isn't it, with that squared at the end. Okay, let's look at another one. I want to do a rectangle, but this time I'm going to show you something. I want you just to watch for a second. No, I want you just to watch. Watch and learn, that's right. I don't know about that. Okay, I want to know the area. Tell me the formula for area. How do I find it? Multiply. What am I going to multiply? Length times width. Now, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Label. Put my time sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, what if I do this? Whoops. Do you absolutely have to have those squares in the middle? No. Can you imagine them? Yes. That's what they do to you in 4th grade. They take the squares away sometimes. And they say, I'm telling you, there are 7 squares right here. And you go, I don't see 7 squares. And they say, well, imagine them. Okay? There are 7 squares right here. There are 9 squares across. How many squares are in all? What is the area?
63.
Do you need those squares for anything? You're not going to count them. I don't want to count 63 squares. Can you just imagine them? Absolutely. They're there, but you can't see them. All I have to do is say 7 times 9 is 63. What if I told you this was feet? Feet. Are these squares? They are there. They're just not shown. Squared. Say this with me. 63 feet squared. Good. Okay. I'm going to give you one to try now. I'm not going to put the squares in the middle, but are they there?
Yes.
They're there. They're just invisible. Okay? Let's try. This is 15 inches, and this is 8 inches. This is 15 inches, and this is 8 inches. I want you to find the area. Okay, I saw some people doing it right, and I saw some people doing perimeter. Oops, I saw some people multiplying all 4 sides. When I have area, I think of an array. Okay, all I have to do, guys, is multiply 1, 2 sides. That's it. 2 sides. Highlight those 2 sides for me. I was that tricky test maker, wasn't I? I gave you all 4 sides, and that tricked you. Don't let that trick you. I need to know that there are 8 groups with 15 in each. All I do is multiply 8 times 15. I can forget about these. Okay? All I do is multiply 2 sides on area, not all 4. Okay? When you multiplied 15 times 8, what did you get, Keegan? 120. And Caleb, what did you write at the end of 120? And then the squared. Good. So our area is 120 inches squared. Okay? 120 inches squared. And you don't need to circle that. Okay. I want you to look up at our ceiling tiles. Our ceiling is made up of little rectangles, isn't it? Okay? And if I were to come in and say, okay, I need you to count all these ceiling tiles. And I need to know how many there are. How many of you would start counting and go all the way up and down every row? Not me. What would you do to count those ceiling tiles? You would count the what? The length and the width. And what would you do with those 2 numbers? You would multiply. Why? What does our ceiling look like? It is a square, or it's a rectangle probably. What does it look like though? Oh, excuse me. What does it look like? Does it look like an array to you? Yeah. It does, doesn't it? It looks like an array. Our ceiling looks like an array. So when you think of area, array, I want you to look up at the ceiling. Let's see how long it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hey, our ceiling is 15 long. Both sides, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see how long it is. Or how wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how would I find the area of our ceiling? What would I do? Do I need to do 15 times 7 times 15 times 7?
No.
Nope, only 2 times. 15 times 7. Put a times sign in the corner and see what you get. Tell me how many ceiling tiles I have. 105 ceiling tiles, right? 105. Now that was much faster than counting every single one of these. Okay, we don't want to count all of them. Okay, I want you to look at your book. I want you to look at your book. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 together, and then I'm going to give you your homework. Look at number 1. I have 7. I have 3. They're both inches. Hey, Odalise, come tell me what I need to do here. Come on up. First of all, I need to put something right there. What do I need to put there? Good. Times sign. How do I find my area? Length times width. What is length? What's the length? 3. What's the width? 7. What is 3 times 7? 21. Write it in the middle. 21. Up. What's our unit? Inches. What's in the middle? Make that a 2. Very good. 21 inches squared. Okay, let's look at number 2. Axel, come do this one for me. What's that M stand for? Meter. What do I need to put right here? X. Good. Times sign. How do I find area? Length times width. Okay. What's 5 times 4? 20. What unit? Meters. Squared. Awesome. Okay. Let's look at number 3. Ooh, this one's kind of tricky. Did I not do, oh, I think I did 15, didn't I? Let's skip this one because we just did this one with 15 times 8, didn't we, on our notes? Ooh, let's look at number 4. Ooh, who thinks that they cannot be tricked? Delaney, come and do this one. 9 centimeters. Okay, what do you need to do here? Label. Good girl. Okay, how do I find area? Length times width. Okay, how am I going to do that? Length times width. Put your X in the middle or on the corner. Good. 9 times 9 is 81 centimeters squared. Awesome job. This is pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, I want you to look at your books. You are going to do 7 and 8 with a ruler. Last night you needed to use your ruler. I have extra copies of our mathematics chart up here. You are going to do 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 without a ruler. They already have their dimensions. Just 7 and 8 need a ruler. 9 through 16 are already labeled. Okay, how many of us are going to add on our homework tonight? We're not going to add. Area is multiplication. How many sides are we going to multiply? 2. Our length and our width.